Alright my friends, how you all doing? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a fresh episode of our city zoo build, Tropical Wing Zoo. So we're back at it again, my friends, in Tropical Wings, and I have another update for you. Last episode is linked above if you're wondering what I'm on about. For the next few episodes, at least, I'm going to be going through the zoo and updating things as I go along. I feel like once I've kind of done some stuff and I feel like there's enough to present to you, I am giving you episodes. Last episode was a brand new kind of take on the flamingo habitat. This time around, I've reworked another bird habitat. So let's jump on into it. So we start at the entrance, as we always do, gang. Now, I haven't done an awful lot. I haven't done loads and loads and loads of stuff. This is probably going to be a relatively short episode, but I felt like I'd kind of done enough to sort of warrant an episode. I really appreciate anyone that kind of stopped by the channel and watched the flamingo habitat kind of rebuild. I know that's not for everybody. I know what I'm doing at the moment in Tropical Wings isn't for everybody either, but I've kind of got this idea where TW is concerned now, and I've kind of got this theme and this way of doing things, and I really feel like it's going to take the project up a level. It's going to make it look prettier. It's going to make everything look a bit more refined, and I think it's going to make it look more delicate as well. So I'm really happy with what I'm doing. Continue to leave your comments and let me know what you make of it. So gang, first and foremost, you will remember last episode I was kind of working on the back lot as well as kind of redesigning some of the habitats and whatnot. So I have finally got round to kind of messing around with these buildings a little bit. So as you're going to see, I've actually lowered this building ever so slightly. Rejigged all of the roof pieces because I'm obviously changing all of that up around the zoo. I also went in and changed the doors because we've got so many pieces now to make the doors look even nicer and make them look more delicate as well. So I kind of went in and I changed the doors up a little bit, changed the design up, and yeah, just filled in this plant in like I said I was going to. I'm not going to spend too much time showing you this stuff, but as you can see, the building looks a lot nicer. It looks a bit more refined. I feel like it looks a bit more custom as well. I've done all the guttering. I rejigged the ladder. I've redone this ladder because this one was made out of really bulky materials, but we've rejigged that. I'm putting all these new electric boxes in, doing all the planters. There's lots of stuff I've not touched, like the lights and all these bollards. We probably could make these bollards better, but I actually think that for the amount of time we spend back here, it would just be a lot of time wasted because there's an awful lot of those bollards. As you can see, I did the roof on this as well. I rejigged this slightly because there was a bunch of stuff on the back of the building, but I've taken it all off and it looks a lot cleaner. I've done all this fence like I said I was going to. I think the new fence looks so much nicer. You guys probably don't notice it all that much, but I really do. This is the fence that we were using. So yeah, there's a good look. And then this is the new fence. So you can see we've just reduced the pieces. It looks a bit more delicate. I actually think it looks a bit more realistic as to the sort of thing we get here in the UK. I've started this planting. It's not finished, but as you can see, I've started to get all of the wild grass in, and I've started removing some bushes and using other bushes and adding trees, and yeah, it's starting to get there. So yeah, I've been working on all that stuff. I showed you that last time, didn't I? So don't really need to show you that. This is another building I'd kind of worked on. I couldn't lower this, unfortunately, because there's actually a building inside there. But it's just one of those things. If anything, it actually looks quite cool because this building is now very different to the other one. But yeah, I've been doing a bit of work on that. New guttering, new ladders, new roof stuff, new trims. Yeah, just getting it all up to standard, basically. I've started this. I need to finish them. I'll be finishing off the backlot for next episode. I have literally just started working on this area over here. It's literally going to be some planting, some re-roofing, some dirtying up around this gravel, finishing this off, and then this backlot area will be finito, and I probably won't have to ever touch it again until the series is done and dusted. I do want to add some vehicles and stuff in here. I found some really cool vehicles on the workshop. I'm not going to use my own time making custom vehicles. I probably could, but I'm not going to. There are some amazing things on the workshop, and when I put them into the build, I will be sure to link them in the description below. But until then, we won't do it. So the flamingo habitat is finito. That was last episode, gang. So what I've basically done is I've continued kind of working this way. As you can see, I've deleted planting out. We're going to be redoing all that planting. But if we work up this way, you're going to see that the planting has started getting finished. So this bit of planting is now all done. These planters have been rejigged. This planter's done. I've actually added a tree in here as well, just to give it a bit of height. What with this tree and this tree, I don't know, it just kind of feels really, really nice now. And then the big thing that I've done is I've reworked the crane habitat. I kind of said last episode that I wasn't happy with it. I felt like it was a bit of a mess. And so basically the big thing that I've done before I take you over there is I ripped out all the plants. I literally left like 1 or 2 in there that I was happy with their placement. But I ripped all the plants out. I ripped all of the water plants out. I've redone the building. The building was half wood, half plaster. It's now all wood, and it looks a lot nicer. So I've redone the building, and I've redone the sort of caged area out the back, their holding pen, with new materials rather than that kind of material that I was using. So I'm now going to show you, but essentially that's kind of what I've got done. So the first thing you're going to notice is just how tidy and how pretty it now looks in the area. So I decided to cover this with gravel and then just go with some like really nice planting, like strategically placed, so that what I'm trying to do is get this nice mix of this really wild vegetation that you're going to get throughout the zoo that's quite overgrown but maintained at the same time. You know, you can see that it's all well within its boundaries, and you know, we've kind of maintaining it, but then we're going to get this really neat planting like this, or like this, for instance, you know. So there's that nice change from time to time. We're going to get a lot of feel, lots of different colours, lots of different materials kind of showing through and being used, just so that we can differentiate certain areas of the zoo without over-theming, and we can also differentiate wild from more stuff that's looked after, and so on and so on. The more that I look at zoos, the more research I do, the more I notice this stuff, and I just wasn't putting it into my zoos. There was no implication that was the case. There was no real style really to the planting, so I really feel like there is now. Also, I've added these grates over here as well, gang. I kind of got a bit of an issue though, because this isn't quite thick enough, so I'm probably going to have to add some planting to kind of disguise this. But this one was a pain as well, getting this curve on this, but I have managed to do it. I think it looks really good. And then you will remember there used to be a dark grey to the path. I basically got rid of the dark grey. It didn't actually make a lot of sense, and I just feel like if we just go with this one tone, that's just going to be Sea Lion Splash. Anywhere that's kind of got that pathway, that's where Sea Lion Splash now belongs, and it kind of goes all the way up there onto the stairs and whatnot. And I just think it actually looks a lot nicer, it's a lot cleaner. One of the big things I'm going to be doing for next episode is just reworking this a little bit, you know, redoing the statue, finishing off the planting, doing a little touch up of the building or not, but I'm not really going to touch it too much. I actually think that that's aged quite nicely, to be honest with you. But anyway, back to the main part of today's episode. So yeah, the great thing over here was that these railings were already in, so I didn't need to really worry about that. What I have done is I've cleaned the walls up. So as you can see, I've just kind of put some tops on the walls. We cleaned all the planting up as well. So we've gone with this like gravel design with these plants and some rocks and whatnot. And then I've changed all the information boards because we're going with this sort of thing now. So we've got these ones that are kind of more like your fun facts and whatnot. And then we've got the other ones that are kind of more, you know, really kind of throwing all of the education kind of at you, basically. Can't really see that. There's a lot of glare on there, isn't there? But yeah, you got this one, and then if I was to take you around here, there's another one there. So yeah, I've redone all the information boards. They just look so much cleaner, so much nicer. I really like this board as well. This size just makes a lot more sense. So this is how it looks now. You know what, again, like I mentioned last episode, it might be difficult for you to kind of remember what it looked like, but feel free to go back to the crane build episode and take a look, and you will see it was really messy before. It was overkill, it was clunky, it didn't really make sense. There was just a lot of unnecessary plants thrown here, there and everywhere, especially in the water. I was using plants I don't particularly like as well, whereas now I've kind of got my favourites for my plants. I actually have a list of favourite plants that I use, you know, they're all kind of being used in this hab. I've gone with some more like ivy kind of stuff. I know we've got the new ivy from the Twilight pack, and I was going to change it all out, but most of this ivy was already here, so I've left it in there. I actually think it looks really nice, like growing down on the walls and whatnot. And we've obviously got that really beautiful kind of neat kind of bush design behind as well, that kind of hugs the wall. I kind of left that in because I really, really like that effect. We added a few more kind of moss type things onto the rocks, like decals and whatnot, and then just really tidied all the planting up. Really just kind of got rid of a lot of stuff, and then I've started using this grass, and then yeah, just went in and started adding, you know, a lot of you know, bushes and that sort of stuff. As you can see, the cranes are kind of out in the hab, and yeah, I actually feel like you can just appreciate the animals a bit more in the habitat now as well. There's a bit more space for them to move around, and yeah, I just think that the hab looks really good. All their enrichments are kind of hid as well, which is really cool, so you can't really see them. And then, you know, we've even got stuff like this now where it's just really overgrown and growing out into the water, and yeah, that's just really what I wanted. And just to clean it all up, you know, even this, we've cleaned all this up, lowered all this a little bit, and I just think it looks really, really pretty now. That's the big thing. It just looks really, really nice now. So really, really liking the new planting. I've added some more kind of height in here as well. You know, moved this tree, added this one. This one's always been here. I really love that kind of centerpiece plant. And then just added some trees behind as well to add a bit of height in the background. So what I did with the building is I actually made this little lip so that this part of the building sits a bit further forward. I rejigged all of the kind of trims and whatnot. We just got nicer wooden pieces now, far prettier stuff to use. The tones really look nice. I've left these here. These were already on, and I think they look really nice. But yeah, it just went really crazy with the ivy basically, so it really feels like it's growing all over the building and then onto the walls and then even up onto the roof basically. So yeah, it looks really nice, and just really think the building looks a lot nicer like this. The building is probably a little overkill, gang. You know, if you're kind of playing the game the way it wants you to play, you don't really need this building, but I just think it looks really cool, to be honest, to kind of give them a bit of a building, and they would be kind of shut away and whatnot. Again, I haven't put doors on the hab, and you know, I probably should, and then just have them open. The issue is you kind of have to create something that's going to go in that gap, and then you've got to leave it open, haven't you? And as much as it would add to the realism, I just worry that it would cause the gaps to go a bit small, and then the birds wouldn't walk through. I'm using the Planet Zoo Plus mod, but I've noticed that even with that mod, sometimes you can have a few problems basically with that sort of stuff. So yeah, redid all the doorways, redid the window, just using more natural materials, using woods. We've still got the kind of lights on the ceiling. We've redone all the roof though. We've kind of got this sort of metal inside, and then we've got this metal on the outside. And what I'm doing is any of the bird buildings I'm doing in that roof design, because then not only does it just give us a bit of a different material, because I use this a lot, but it also helps me that from a bird's eye view I know where the birds are in the zoo. So yeah, got to do these little things to kind of help yourself. And then yeah, if we come through here, you'll see the this little area out here is still the same. The blueprint of it is still the same, but I'm just using different materials now. We've got these marquee beams. They are gorgeous. They just look more realistic. They've got that more metallic feel to them. And then I just did the top of it a bit different as well. I just did these main kind of beams going this way, and then some shorter, smaller beams going the other way, basically. And then yeah, all the sides are kind of been done. I've kind of jigged this so the door just sits in here. The hinges just sit inside these metal pieces. I wish we could recolor this. I was going to try and hide it a bit more, but there just isn't a piece that was kind of thick enough. So I've just done it like that. I think it looks all right, to be honest. I'm not too sad at it, to be honest. But yeah, as you can see, we have got some food and whatnot back here, and water and stuff like that. So a couple of the cranes are back here having some munch, and yeah, we just kind of went quite heavy with all of the foliage and whatnot around here as well. So the animals probably feel like super enclosed, like when they're in here, to be honest with you, because there's lots of plants around, even though this is kind of like a backlot area and there is a road and there's kind of buildings and stuff around. You know, they've kind of got a lot of vegetation back here to kind of hide them away from everything anyway. But you know, if they want to walk around this way and come through here anyway, they've got a pretty amazing habitat, to be honest with you, now to enjoy. So yeah, that's it's looking really nice. I really love it. I love the view the guests get now. They really do kind of get a real kind of good view of the animals, because the walls are pretty low and we don't have all that silly dense planting. We've just gone really tasteful now. And I just think it looks really good. I just love it. Really love it. It's a vast improvement. It wasn't like the greatest amount of work, but you know, it kind of done exactly what I wanted it to do. I even got this done. I've even got this board done. History awaits, because obviously you've got the historic gardens over there. But as you can see, we've got all of our icons and whatnot to represent all of the bits and bobs. So yes, I've put Snack Shake, not Snack Shack. Oh, that's an easy fix. That's not a problem. Anyway, that's a new sign in, and I've rejigged all of where the seating is as well. There used to be a bench here, got rid of it, didn't like it. Instead, we've got lots of benches kind of here. We've got them all around here as well, and bins, and yeah, just think it looks great now. I've now got to go in and get rid of these plants and these plants over here and kind of rejig the outside of the gardens. But I've added a vista point in the gardens as well. That was something I've done. It's underground. There's kind of this cheat that you can do if you want to disguise them. You can basically go underneath the map and take the path down to the point and then put your vistas on that. And then people will come in and kind of look at your statues and whatnot using the vista points. And you can also do it with like animal signs and stuff like that. And you can kind of hide them in items, and it will make people look at them. So yeah, I'm trying to get people into the garden basically to like actually use it, sit on the benches, walk around and that sort of stuff. So the garden isn't going to change. I absolutely love the garden. I want this to be completely different to the rest of the zoo, so we're not going to touch that. But yeah, as you can see, I've started work on this planter, I've started work on this planter, and then we're just going to work kind of off in that direction basically, gang. So that is this episode, and that, I know that was pretty quick. Let me know in the comment section below what you make of it, gang. I'd really appreciate your feedback, as I always do. What we're probably going to do for next episode is I am going to kind of work on this area, get all this kind of planting finished and rejigged how we want to do it. Then I'm going to move into Sea Lion Splash, and I'm not going to be making wholesale changes. I'm literally going to go in and finish the planting, stick the gates in that need to be put in, redo all of the vents on the roofs, and I need to get whatever I'm doing here done and get that playground in. But that's literally it. I'm not changing a lot of the planting. I actually really like it. I want it to be different, because it's kind of its own area, so I do want it to be different. And then I'm not going to be touching this area, because this is the area we're going to be working on when we get back to adding new stuff. So I'm not going to work on this area. I'm going to work on this when we are doing the new stuff basically. So once we've done that, I'm probably going to move over this way, and I'm going to be ripping out all this planting on the edge of both the camels and the horses. and I'm going to redoing that, and I'm going to redo all the planting in the horses as well, and that'll probably make up next episode. To be honest with you, that's quite a lot of work, but that'll probably make up next episode. It's just really going to be an aesthetical thing. Oh, I do actually, as part of that as well, I want to come in here and I want to redo all this. That's what I do want to do. I want to redo all of this in here. Yes, definitely. That's going to be part of next episode as well. Right, I know exactly what I'm doing now. And yeah, look, I know, you know, I've had a couple of people contact me and say like, oh, when are you going to add new stuff to Tropical Wings? Now, I understand that maybe this isn't for everyone, but this is my main project. This is my big project. This is the one I want to be amazing. So I want to go over it and make sure that it's perfect. That's the whole point in me doing what I'm doing at the moment. I just want to make this zoo look exactly how I want it to look. I don't want to cut corners. I don't want to just go, oh, it looks okay, let's leave it, move on. This is going to be the project that's going to be going on for quite some time. And you know, I've got other stuff that's going to be hitting the channel soon, Planet Zoo based. It's going to be a bit different, maybe not as detailed. Different ways of recording, different ways of presenting it, but Tropical Wings, it's going to be like this. You know, there's going to be times when I'm going to go in and rework things, present it to you as an episode. I've not been able to live stream recently, so, you know, if I was live streaming, I probably wouldn't show you this as an episode, but because I'm not able to live stream at the moment, it's best that I come in, give you these little updates, because, you know, you're all part of the journey. If it weren't for you guys, we probably wouldn't be doing this. So yeah, I feel like it's always nice to kind of share the changes that we're making and let you know what we're going to be doing next. So yeah, if you're looking forward to next episode, let me know. I'd really appreciate it, gang. But yeah, we are done for this one. And so there you have it. We're done and dusted, my friends. A rework to the red-crowned crane. I think their new habitat is looking delicious. It really kind of matches up with what I've done in the flamingos as well. And I think once we got all the planting finished off in this area, it is going to look fantastic. It's going to be a really, really good looking area for the start of Tropical Wings. If you're looking forward to next episode, give me a big thumbs up, my friends. I'd really appreciate it. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. We've got loads of brand new Planet Zoo series incoming soon. I've got a new part build part tutorial series starting, and I've also got a brand new mini build series, and I'm going to be doing something very, very different with that. So yeah, it's time to get really excited, gang. I'm hoping they're both going to be starting kind of late next week. So yes, make sure you hit that bell notification button so you don't miss those brand new videos. But for now, and until next time, I'm done and dusted with Tropical Wings. Drop a like on the video, get involved in the comments, stay safe, stay humble, see you all later.